Let's now take a look at how to start working with our backlog. So your backlog basically consists of two things, what you're going to do and when you're going to do it. So let's first set up the when part by configuring our schedule. To do that, I go over here and I'm going to click on Configure Schedule and Iterations. That'll pop open this iterations dialog, and by default it lists all these this hierarchy of iterations for you to go ahead and leverage. Now you can delete these if you want, create your own iteration schedule. Just to keep things simple, I'm going to stick with this sort of breakdown. So let's go ahead and just configure sprint 1. Now all you have to do is specify a start and end date for your sprints, and TFS will then know how to figure out your work available in terms of your capacity and also what sprint you're currently working in. So let's set dates here, and today is June 2nd. Let's go ahead and specify that we're going to have a 2-week sprint. So I set the start date as June 2nd, the end date is June 13th. Hit save and close, and now I've got that one set up. I can go ahead and configure other ones if I want to, but here's all I really need to worry about for right now. So I'll hit close, and now I've got iteration set up. So if I refresh this screen, you'll see now it believes sprint 1 is the current sprint, and it's showing here's the date range for that current sprint. Now that we've told Visual Studio Online about our schedule, let's actually get a couple of things on the backlog. And that's very simple too. Just go click on backlog, and this will take me to my product backlog. Now, if you remember, this Flashcast 1 team project I created was created using the Scrum template. So out of the box, your Scrum template will allow either a product backlog item or a PBI or a bug to go onto your product backlog. So let's go ahead and add a couple things here. I'm going to keep them very generic. Make number 1. And number 2, just so we have a couple things there. It's as simple as that. You can enter a basic title, hit add, and it'll put it on your backlog. Now, of course, you can double click on these backlog items and enter a lot more details, such as maybe a level of effort, who's assigned to, and add tags as well. So I can do that. I'll do that on the second one. I'll just add another level of effort for this. And organizing is simple. You can simply drag and drop and reorder the priority of your product backlog items. You can also look at these on a Kanban board and adjust them this way as well. And you see your cumulative flow diagram begins to take shape. And when you're ready to assign these, actually put these into scope of the current sprint, it's a simple matter of drag and drop into the sprint to which they're assigned. I'm going to go ahead and put this into sprint 1. And now you'll see is automatically set the iteration path to release 1 sprint 1, which means now it's been assigned to this current sprint. So I'll go click on sprint 1 just to see what that looks like. Now, of course, in this example, it's a very simple, very empty backlog, but I have my product backlog item on my sprint backlog, and I can actually start to break out some tasks from this. It's just by hitting the plus button. Let's do that. Create another one. And now I've got 2 items broken out from this product backlog item to show that how this work is actually going to get done. Now, if you remember, we set start and end dates, and that's how this determines up here. You have 10 work days remaining on the sprint, and there's 6 hours of work has been assigned to my team by this 6 hours of remaining work for each of these tasks. If you want to get a little more detail on that work details tab on the right, you can click on capacity. And what this will do is for each team member you've added to this project, you can specify a projected capacity per day that this person can dedicate to this sprint. So if I say myself, I can spend 2 hours a day on this. When I hit save, you'll see now it's updated my work details to show that yes, 6 hours of work has been assigned to the team, and that team has 20 hours of capacity across this rest of the sprint. So we're well within the boundaries of what will work for us. Last thing I'll show you here is you also have a task board, and task board is really great for visualizing work as it moves across the dial. So here I can easily assign work, I can adjust work remaining, and drag and drop to show status updates. So there you have it. So now we also have our backlog, both from a product backlog view and our sprint backlog view. So thanks for watching. Feel free to check out the other short videos in this Getting Started series. Also, a full-length video combining each of these sections is available. For more information, visit visualstudio.com.